My name is Navigator, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Gamerverse 2-pack Nick Fury and Punisher action figures. So this is a 2-pack that I remember when it got announced, I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. And I've been seeing it in stores, at local shops, but I finally found it for a little bit of a discount on Amazon. So I picked it up, got it for about, I think it was like 55, and it retailed for like 70, 75, so that was a decent deal. Always play the long games on stuff like this. But these figures are very cool, very unique. Number one, I do want to say with the Nick Fury, we don't get a ton of the Nick Fury senior figures. If you are unfamiliar, Nick Fury, I'll just be honest, white Nick Fury is the father of black Nick Fury. So Sam Jackson is actually Nick Fury Jr. So we have Nick Fury Sr. here. But we don't get too many figures of him. As far as I know, we've only had two from like the Hasbro Marvel Legends, that being the alternate head sculpt in the like the Shield 3-pack, and then the standalone version that came in like the 2015 to like 2018 line of them, where it's just kind of him in his normal Shield outfit. But the Punisher is really cool because he has a ton of updated articulation. And what, folks, if you can't already tell, I'm really tired today. I'm moving really slow. So I do apologize if I sound pretty laid back today or maybe a little grumpy, but I'm actually really excited for both of these figures. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the box, another little bonus that came with this, and then we'll get into the figures. So this is the box right here. The front, there's a window for the figures, Punisher, Nick Fury, just as the Punisher. This is, I guess, from the Punisher game. I'm totally unfamiliar with retro games, so don't quiz me on that. I've definitely not played this game before, but you can see there, you got some kind of retro, probably from the game, Nick Fury and Punisher little cards there. That's really cool. So, you can play with two people. Maybe I'll go back and find a port for it or something. Who knows? But the screen that came in the back of the box is actually really cool and definitely worth taking out and keeping in good condition. It's this cool, like, castle courtyard, just like a little courtyard thing where there's like a little step up into this house or building or something, but it's really cool. And this is actually going to fit great in my little Toy Biz Marvel Legends display. So I'm going to slide this right in, and this will fit great. So I'm going to keep this, and I suggest that you guys do too. You can probably do something with that. Always look at those cards, the inserts, whatever. I don't even know what I just called them beforehand, but those are really good for like background displays for your figures. Trust me. All right. Noticing the felt has moved a little bit. So let's start off with Nick Fury. He has less accessories. We'll just get through him. All right. So my bracelets are gone today. I took them off for some reason, but starting with the hands, he does have a couple extra ones. We got this just open hand, like he's going to catch a ball or like, wait. What else? We have two extra fisted hands as well, which is always nice. We don't get them with wrestling figures, but we get them with Marvel Legends consistently. And we also have kind of a directional or an order hand, like go that way type thing. So that is very cool. The weapons that he comes with, kind of his, I guess, Marvel Legends trademark pistol, this like little like laser blaster thing. See if we can get a good focus on that. There you go. All black, nothing too crazy going on there. I did just eat. I feel a burp coming. I apologize if that is gross, but I apologize if I burp. I just had some Middle Eastern food, actually. So there you go. The M16. I hate the Marvel Legends M16. I think that it is far too tiny, far too skinny. It is very real looking, but I don't know. It just feel like they could make it a tad bit bigger all around, and it would work great with these figures. All right, so there's that. And then I think this accessory goes with him, but it's going to be this briefcase full of money, and this is really cool. So on the outside, pretty typical looking kind of gray briefcase. Little latches there on the top with the handle. Are we going to get a focus on it? You're really going to give me this much trouble today? But if we open it up, you will be able to see that there is quite a bit of loot going on in there. A lot of money. That's not focusing, which is going to drive me crazy. Let's bring it right here. How about that? There you go. Now you guys get a good picture on it. But that is really cool. And there's, it's not just all flat. There's a little bit of like motion in there. I guess you could say, ooh, can you take that out? Yes, you can. You could even put like a little pistol under there or something maybe. But that is really cool. I love that. And this is versatile. You could use that for a whole bunch of different action figures. But we have that. And then I guess I'll just show this off now. This really cool looking blast effect, which is awesome. I'm probably going to use this for my G.I. Joe Classified collection. Sorry, I broke my nail earlier today. But this is really cool. I do like that a lot. Super sweet. And it's small, like in scale to the figures. You can see it's not really the biggest explosion there. But we'll now move on to Punisher. So the hands that he comes with, the fisted hands are already equipped. But he does come with two kind of trigger hands here. Oh my god. Wait a minute. I didn't even show you Nick himself. What am I doing here, folks? See, I told you. I'm running on fumes today. But starting at the bottom, he has these very plain, just kind of like brown boots on. Nothing too crazy. A little bit of a wrinkle. Green pants, green tights almost. They're very tight to the skin. You can see the muscles coming through there. He does have a holster for his pistol with some extra ammo pouches on the side. A very cool looking belt with some extra straps and little pouches for whatever he needs. This very cool, like light brown, kind of orange turtleneck, which I like a lot. Reminds me of what's his name? Oh, man. I'm already forgetting it. There's Steeler and Short Fuse, the Short Fuse G.I. Joe Classified. He has kind of the same mold there. And then a very cool kind of like holster bandolier thing with a molded in pistol there on the front. And then probably the biggest selling point for me, the head sculpt with the hint of gray and the eye patch. And I don't know what's going on. His mouth is it looks like he's missing some teeth. It's just a misprint, but you could probably squeeze a cigar or like a cigarette in there. I would not doubt it. I'm gonna have to look. That might have even come with this, and I totally missed it. But you could totally fit like a little cigar in there. So pretty sweet. I love that. The Nick Fury figure, probably my favorite of the two. I will be honest, just because of how unique it is. But we're gonna move on to Punisher. So I already started off with these two trigger hands here. I can show those off very quick. He's gonna have his white gloves on. Not really the John Bernthal Punisher, folks. And the other hands he comes with the same as Nick Fury. We have that order or that directional hand. And then we also have that open hand. Look out kind of thing. So one other cool accessory that he comes with, though, is an extra sculpted head. Very cool. Rustled hair, a grimace on his face, a 5 o'clock shadow. Very nice looking Frank Castle there. All right, the weapons. We'll start off with some of the smaller arms. He has a 1911 pistol. What differentiates it is Nick Fury's weapons are all like deep black, and Punisher's weapons are all kind of like a gunmetal gray. So we have a 1911 there. And he does have a holster for that, as we're going to see in a second. Tech 9, which I don't know if I've gotten one of these from Marvel Legends before. And do they do the same gimmick as G.I. Joe Classified? Can I take this out? No, they don't. The magazine is molded in. How dare they? How dare they? All right, we also have an Uzi submachine gun. Very cool. Is this an Uzi? Or is this a MAC-10? No, this is an Uzi, yeah. Right? Yes, this is an Uzi. All right, but that's really cool. A frag grenade, which is very unique. I like that a lot. It's very detailed. There's even some green on the pin there. We have another M16. Of course, this one is going to be gray, though. But the exact same mold of the M16, and then a very unique accessory. It's a really cool baseball bat. That is awesome. So there you go. Cool baseball bat. I'm probably going to have him doing like a weapon or a gun in one hand and the bat in the other. And then finally here we do have Frank Castle himself, and the articulation on this thing is crazy. So, let's just go over the color. It's very simple. He's kind of like this grayish blue predominantly, and then of course he has the white accents, the boots on the thigh there for the holster, the gloves, the belt. So I just want to get the color out of the way, and I'll show you the figure for the love of God. All right, let's do this. Single jointed, there always are articulation down here, but he's got plenty of swivel, plenty of movement there. There is a break down here at the shin. Double jointed knees, and the range on that is probably insane. As you can see, he does have a thigh swivel as well. On his right leg, it's a little spread, as you can see right there, but that's okay. And then he has a white holster here with some little studs in there for his 1911 pistol. The belt is very cool. You have the ammo pouches all around with kind of that Punisher like teeth, the skull teeth in the middle there. And then this is where the articulation gets crazy. So he has an ab crunch down here, which you can move that around, and then he has another crunch in the middle. All right, awesome Punisher logo there. It looks great. He's got the little like straps, whatever, bandolier type thing. I don't even know what you call that. Holsters. I have a shoulder holster. White gloves, fisted hands, like I was saying. Double jointed elbows, like butter as usual. There you go. But then he also has butterfly joints. So this is literally like a WWE Ultimate Edition Punisher. That is the articulation on this thing. It's absolutely insane. Definitely the probably most updated, maybe not color scheme wise, but the most updated Punisher figure that I've seen from Hasbro in a very long time. So that is really cool. And folks, that is exactly where we're going to leave it. Once again, this was a review of the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Punisher and Nick Fury 2-pack. I grabbed this thing on Amazon, although it is not an exclusive there. You can find this at like GameStop, your local comic book store, or Amazon as well, online, wherever you want to look for it. And I think it might be hitting Walmarts and Targets as well, so you can go check them out there, but I will leave it there. These are really cool. I would definitely suggest picking this up, kind of your one-and-done Punisher action figure. So there you go. As always, folks, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.